Hey you guys, the reason why I'm doing this video is my Let's Talk video. And the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is graduating. A lot of you guys are in high school, you're getting ready to graduate, and life is crazy. I need you to understand that if you're working a job, the moment a breakthrough gets ready to come, and you're a child of God, you got to fight wars. You have to fight the warlock. You have to fight the warriors that come for your progression. They come for your growth. They come for your advancement. You're going to have to fight up against that. And it's never easy. You want it to be easy. You want the transition to be wonderful. And it just doesn't work like that. It's unfair. It's unreasonable, but it doesn't work like that. So the first thing I want to encourage you to do, make sure you're preparing yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally to go to the next level. There are break periods where everything is calm, where you get that chance to grow in peace. These are actual, what we call, how was it in Egypt? Egypt had 7 years of blessings and advancements and growth, and then you go through those 7 years where there is no growth, no advancement, no nothing. Sometimes they're longer than that. So you may have 20, 25 years, 10 years, whatever, of advancement, and then you go through your famine season. Your famine season is the hard seasons, or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times, so hard seasons hit at the most unopportune time in life ever. But the one thing I come to encourage you to do is keep pushing, keep moving, keep doing what you have to do. I remember my son, his senior years and high school years, my daughter, high school and senior years, I was kind of in a bad place. And it affected them more than anything else. And I come to tell you not to keep your eyes on your parents, but to keep your eyes on yourself. Because I was in a bad place. I was going through so much. And because the love that they had for me, they went through with me. And it's horrible to say they had to pay the cost that I was paying already. They kind of got caught up in that. And I'm sorry that my son or you, if you're going through this, are going through that. But you're going to have to fight through. First thing I'm going to tell you, SAT, ACT prepping. Start ninth grade year. Do not wait until your 11th, 12th grade year. Start ninth grade year. As soon as you get out there, start on your SAT, ACT prepping, or any test prep that you have to take to get into college or to sit up there and finish school. Start your prep ninth grade year. So I'm going to prep. That's what I'm doing in the afternoon. If I can do it online, I'm going to do prep online. I'm just going to start preparing myself my ninth grade year to be ready to advance and to become great. So without those preps, you're not going to be prepared for those tests. So to prepare yourself for your SAT, ACT testing, and everything else that comes along, start prepping ninth grade year. I'm prepping my what? Ninth grade year. I'm not worried about anything else. Actually, you're going to be prepped your whole life because you should already be prepping in middle school, elementary, studying hard, working hard. Because this is what makes valedictorians, and this is what makes the honor society. And even if you did not do well your elementary, middle school year, you can do well in high school. One of the tips that I got was to actually finish school early. Now, I had a guy, he was like, why are you wasting your time in school? You're smarter than this. And he told me, he said, look, I can take you and you can do GED prep for your GED. Go ahead and graduate and then go to college. If you feel like you're smart enough, do your GED, go ahead and go to college. I could have done that. That's one way out. This is for the women who are having kids at a young age. This is for the young men that are struggling to maintain. Just go ahead and get your GED. Study for your GED. Get out of school. But those that can finish high school, do what you can. Try to complete everything early. A lot of you guys are going to be advised to dual enroll. Don't dual enroll. Finish school early. Don't do the dual enrollment. Pick up extra classes at the high school and finish early. A lot of people say, I don't want to do that because I lose my placement with my class. I lose it. You don't know that you're losing your placement with your class because you really don't lose that placement like they try to make it seem. So don't stress too much about it. What I really want you guys to do is start working on just completing high school. Just get high school completed. The reason why I say this, a lot of y'all doing dual enrollment and you leaving money on the table. Now, a lot of you guys weren't advised that you can almost get like $250,000, almost to $500,000 your freshman year with grants, scholarships, other programs that they have available your freshman year in school. So to dual enroll, sometimes it's not the best option. Although you will have associates by the time you finish school, to finish early is probably your best option. And a lot of people aren't going to say that to you. Another thing, your freshman year. So this is the thing. If you're dual enrolled, you're leaving a lot of money on the table because guess what? You have access to scholarships and programs that you're not utilizing your freshman year. And those scholarships and programs do not reopen to you by you starting a university or another college. You have already lost them by going to a community college. And they know this. And they're taking advantage. So where's that money go? It goes nowhere. But it's lost to you. So these are something that you want to take advantage of. So you want to start looking into Bright Future scholarships, looking into the scholarship program, getting the booklets, and actually applying for things that apply to you. With you being an honor student, with you not being an honor student, there are still things that apply to you that you can take advantage of. Community service. You go to church, y'all playing usher in the church, y'all doing stuff in the church or whatever, log them in as community service hours. Okay, I go to church, I clean up in the church, I help out in the church, I do that, I can get community service hours. Even some of these programs, even with them paying you, you can get community service hours with because you're helping out the community, you're doing a lot of work in the community, even if you're not doing it for free. So that's something you guys need to take into consideration because if you're going to college, this is just advice that helps you along. Don't lose it because home is tearing apart. Don't lose it because home is tearing apart. Stay focused, stay goal driven, stay motivated. If this means that you got to sit up here and you're going to get out of school and you're going to go to the library because basically the house is just utter chaos, do that. And go to the library and actually study and not code. And do what you have to do to get yourself to the next level. Because unless you create a safe environment, you will never have one. So it's up to us to create safe environments in times where things are unsafe to us or in times when there is utter turmoil, chaos, and destruction. We have to build that. So you're going to build your own sanctuary. Another thing I say, you're preparing, you're in high school, you're preparing to go to college, and you behind. I'm one of the students that was like actually behind. I'm preparing myself, but I didn't go to college. Do not wait until your 11th grade year and say, okay, I'm going to pick out my college. I'm going to pick out my dorm. I'm going to pick out everything my 11th grade year. You should already start the process. By 9th grade year, you already know what college you want to go to. By 10th grade year, I'm already registered, enrolled, financial aid done, everything done my 10th grade year. I know when I graduate that I'm going straight in to college, whether it's that summer or that fall. I'm already registered. They know I'm coming. Everything's already taken care of. They already gave me my dorm room. They already did everything, and I took care of everything my 11th and 10th grade year. My 12th grade year, all I got to do is do what I have to do. And guess what? I don't even think I'm going to do a 12th grade year because I'm already doing classes so that I can finish early. Now, if you get $250,000 to $500,000 because you're doing your work and you're applying for programs that you're supposed to apply for, what I want you to know, do not squander the money. Do not waste the money and be wasteful. If you don't feel comfortable sleeping on campus, because I go through issues, remind you guys, I'm a rape victim, and being a rape victim, I don't like to sleep in the room with people. I don't like to have people in the room with me. It's a reason why these people can't be in the room with me. I'm a former rape victim. I don't feel safe around you. I don't feel safe sleeping around you. I don't really feel safe really having you really around me. And it's hard for me to tell them that there's an uncomfortable side of me where I'm a very outgoing person, but certain things I can't kind of take. Because when they see that you're an outgoing person, they try to force something. And I'm like, look, please stop trying to force a fit where it doesn't fit at, because I'm not feeling safe. And I need you guys to respect boundaries. And they don't have respect for that. So if you don't feel safe on campus and they refuse to honor you sleeping in a room by yourself, then start looking into with the money that you get purchasing your own apartment. You want to sleep on campus your freshman year, but you have to realize that maybe I need an apartment because of all the stuff that's going on, everything that's happening. I need my own apartment for my own safety, for my own comfortability, so that I can be comfortable, so that I can be relaxed, so that I can do what I need to do, or whatever the case, because you refuse to honor the fact that I'm a rape victim and I don't want to sleep in the room with other people. And I go through, it's sad to say it, because you place me in that room with that person and I'm going through an episode, and then this person is saying certain stuff because they got a little beef thing going on, and I snap out and somebody get hurt. That's not on me. That's on y'all, because I already told you it's uncomfortable for me. And then with them doing certain things that they're doing, it's only enhancing the problem. So that's not on me. And that's the reason why I tell people, make sure that making sure that you have your own safe environment. Make sure that you putting yourself in safe places and stuff like that, where you don't have to too much interact with certain people. You got your own room, you got your own little space or whatever, because it's already kind of crazy when they're playing loud music and you're just trying to study. So when you have this own safe space and this own safe area, you keep it safe, you keep your area on point or wherever. They do still in college. So prepare for that. Try to find a way to lock your room down. Try to find a way to lock up stuff where people cannot sit up there and just walk in and just steal everything that ain't nailed down. And they know that these people still, they don't do a replacement. There's no college insurance, but you're going to try to insure your stuff there at that location so that you can get it back. But these people still. So know what you're dealing with. The next thing I'm going to advise you guys of, instead of you worrying about the money on the table, just pick a good school, do what you have to do. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? Because it's so much when it's in college. Oh, the school that you go to. The school that you choose. Now, your whole life, you are being interviewed, you're being questioned, you're being prepped to pick a school. A lot of times you're like, man, I'm so tired. It's pressure on. You got to study for your SATs. You got to study for your ACTs. You got to study to get good grades. You have to actually perform to actually get picked up by college. So I expect, as you know, that you have to perform. Now it's time for you to look at the ones that are actually the college that you're going to. Are they performing? What type of college is it? What does their graduation rate look like? Because I can be a high performer and I can get out of college with a 30% graduation rate and actually fail. Why am I failing? Because that college doesn't perform like I perform. So you have to rate your colleges and check your colleges to see if they're peak performers. Okay, what this means is this. If you go to college and you pick a college that's 35% that don't care about you, they don't care if you perform, they don't care if you're doing good, they don't care about anything, basically you don't graduate. Now, if you pick a college in the 95 percentile, 90% graduation rate, that says that they're doing everything they can to ensure that you meet the mark, that you graduate, that you get to what you want to get to and do well at what you want to do. And everything is on your performance because they're willing to help you become a better performer. So this is what this says. If a high school gives them 100 students and they have a graduation rate of 90%, they're only going to lose 10 students. 10 students. Now, if you go to a college with a graduation rate of 35% or even 56%, that's failing anyway. They will fail you. And you will fail because they are a failure. And you have to prepare yourself to sit up here and say, okay, I need to be around a school that takes me seriously, that is interested in me, in my completion of my program, and it's going to ensure me completing the program instead of extending the program. I have seen people to stop certain people from graduating. They extend out the program ever so often, give extra credits, don't consult you about anything, does not tell you where you can advance, get more, or nothing. They is strictly for themselves. They receiving the money. They don't care if you graduate or not. The money's still gonna roll in. So when you start looking at colleges, start looking at grading that college. What's your graduation rate? How many of your students go on to be successful after they leave your school? Because you can graduate me at 95%, but that doesn't mean that you taught me anything in those years that I was there. So I need success rates. I need graduation rates. I'm a peak performer, and I need to be with people that perform and people that sit up there and show results. I have to represent results, and I want to be with people that represent results. As a student, have expectations. Even with the schools that we're going to. A lot of these high schools, they're not graduating their students at a 90% graduation rate. So if we're at a school that's not graduating students at a 95% or 90% graduation rate, maybe I shouldn't be there because you're failing my community. And I'm not talking about, okay, well, we graduate them and they can't go to an Ivy League college or go to an Ivy League school. And the reason why they can't go to an Ivy League school is because they're not on Ivy League level, because you ain't taught them nothing in those years. So you're not a top performer. You don't specialize in results. You are not the solution. You are part of the problems that keep us bound and keep us without. So expectations. Have expectations for the schools that you go to. What is this? What is that? Asking questions. Oh, you shouldn't ask questions. Why shouldn't I? This is my life. I have to live it. Guess what? Despite all these demonic people that swear to God that they're actually like living your life and hipping you and doing all this crap, to be totally honest, they're not. You got to live that life. Whether you want to live it or not, whether it's good or bad, whether it's piss poor, horrible, or whether it's extremely great, you're going to have to live that life. So you have to sit up here at this point and say, I have to make decisions that are beneficial to me. Be a good steward over your education. Be a good steward over your education. Half of my regrets when I was in school, I was not a good steward over my education. I was going to school, just going along with the flow, just doing what everybody else do, and I wasn't stewarding nor planning my own education, nor planning things that could be beneficial to me. And it cost me. It cost me greatly. Another thing I say too, because you're not going to college, pick up a trade. Instead of dual enrollment, do a trade. That's another thing. That's a part of good stewardship. Okay, a small trade, whether it's truck driving, whether it's welding, whether it's AC and repair, whether it's just you doing like a small medical certification, like a CNA or home healthcare aid, small technical trades during the process of you going to school. Instead of you going off to college, go to a vocational school, pick up technical tools so that you can kind of guide yourself and help yourself through life. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but it is a smart thing to do. Don't forget to actually grade the schools that you're going to. Elementary schools, they screaming, oh, we are a school. We are a material. When you get there, if you notice that they're not class A material, start looking for a different school to go to. Start looking for another place to go to. You go home and tell your mom, these people is not class A nor grade A material. They got the sign up saying that they passed they tests or whatever, they fast tests and their school tests and the grade requirement tests to go to the next grade. But at the same time, if you see stuff, if you see warning signs, start saying, Mom, I don't like it there. Because the warning signs may not actually be a part of the academic curriculum because they may teach well, but at the same time, there are other demonic stuff that you're having to pay attention to. That they may have issues with touching students that they shouldn't be touching in certain ways. It may be a multitude of different things that may have to be addressed about places that you enter into or places that you want to go or reside at as far as educational institutions. Start looking at their students. You want to go to this school, you go to your college tour or whatever, and you see half of their young women naked, that may not be the school for you. Because that's a thought process right there. So what thought processes are you persuading these young women with if all of them are half dressed on your campus? And none of them are really fully clothed. You see no young women fully clothed. I don't want to blend into that group. Show me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. Show me what school you went to and I can tell you what characteristics you carry. So picking schools are very important, because if your people are half naked, they can be successful, but at the same time, they're half dressed. It says something. It actually says a lot. Growing up coming from where I come from, when we sit up there and we talk about Adam and Eve being naked, it's a state of ignorance. It's a state of being naive. It's a state of your rights being taken from you and you being enslaved. So if I see this in a school, I'm trying to like pull myself back. Okay, they half naked. I don't want to go there. They girls don't know how to put on clothes. They guys don't know how to put on clothes. They run around here half naked. That's some hoism, if I ever seen it. And that's what they serve. Religious hoism, adultery, sexual immorality. Some of them serving that. I don't want to go there. Why? Because look, we could be asleep and end up enslaved by these same people with these same unrighteous, unmorable. They have horrible intentions. Their intent is so horrible that they don't mean for your progression. And now you're enslaved there, or you can't reach your next goal or your next level because it's like you're bound by these people from actually reaching success or reaching to a level of succession that you're supposed to get because you picked the wrong college. When you go do that college tour, walk through there, pay attention, hire their professors. Everybody ain't gonna show you their true face. They call themselves two-faced it, multi-faced it. They have multiple faces, multiple ways to persuade and deceive you. And some of these demonic faces don't have names to them because they have gotten rid of these names, because they no longer want to proclaim a name anymore, because the name leads to a casting out. So there are certain things that says that they're no name. They don't have a name. They won't even tell you that they're an army anymore, because you would cast out all of them. So you got to know what you're dealing with. So as you go and pick your school, pick a good school, grade them on their performance, grade them on what they're doing. Don't just fall for that, oh, we're a school, we have a 95% graduation rate, 90% graduation rate, and when you get there, you start seeing other signs that say that their graduation rate is 35%. Don't just fall for the fact that some schools may have a 35% graduation rate, but they're good at what they do. And nobody wants to finish what they do because they're good at what they do. So you got to take that in consideration. Go see it for yourself. If this is a school you're interested in, look into it. But also look into their performance. Look into their graduation rates. Start questioning. If you're at 35%, why aren't you at a higher graduation rate when you're doing all this stuff to help these people? Something's wrong here. And you'll find that out after you get there. So know what you're dealing with. Be smart during graduation time. If you're just starting out, be smart at what you do. Know that you're going to go into the work field. Some of the challenges you're meeting in college, you're going to meet into the work field. And you need to know how to address them. You need to know how to work even when chaos is going on. And a lot of times you're going to go through chaos and you're going to still be expected to work. You're going to still be expected to perform. And all hell's breaking loose at home. And you're still performing at peak. Still performing great. They can't even tell the difference. Your body's worn out. You're tired. You're going through and you're still performing. So you got to know what you're doing and be smart about picking schools, about your decision making, about what you're doing. And don't forget, every year There's money on the table for scholarships. There's money on the table for certain stuff. Try to finish school early. If you don't want to finish, but do not dual enroll, get a trade instead of a dual enrollment. That's your season for trades. Get a trade instead of dual enrollment. Because that first year is valuable and it's expensive, and there's a lot of money you're going to leave on the table your first year because you're not aware of what you should be doing as far as appealing for this type of money or applying for this type of money. So make sure you're doing smart stuff. So do not go into college and dual enroll, finish early. If you don't believe me, if you feel like, okay, well, what else could I do? Get a trade. Always do a trade while you're in college. Instead of dual enroll, get a trade. What I'm gonna do? Hair. You want to go sign up for vocational school to do hair. Guess how much money you can make in college doing hair? That's your revenue to support you while you're going to school. So I'm going to school, I'm getting my education, and I do hair on the side. I'm certified to do hair. I'm certified to do nails. And this is what I do. And I make money off of that. I make revenue. And that makes more sense because now you're supporting yourself instead of you doing dual enrollment. Well, anyway, I hope these words encourage you guys. I want you guys to be great. I want you to be wonderful. I want you to be mindful that the world will sell you a whole bunch of junk. It's up to you to sell yourself success. So be smart. Make sure you're looking into the schools that you're talking about going to, whether it's middle school, high school, elementary school. Do this as well for your kids. And make sure you're doing the same thing as far as Head Starts as well, to make sure you're putting your kids in great environments with great people, top performers, with the right principles. Because we got some demonic stuff with some top performers that will destroy you. Right school, right principles, right morals. Let's get to the next level. Hopefully these words encourage you guys. Stay blessed.